The Guardian Amiibo figure for Breath of the Wild is the largest, most expensive, and first adjustable Amiibo figure to date. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors! I've been waiting for this to come in the mail from Amazon for about a week. Zelda Breath of the Wild came out over a week ago. You can see that I have all the Amiibo lined up right there. I'm going to do an unboxing video. I'm also going to review it, but at the end of the video, I am going to scan this into my Nintendo Switch, and I'm going to show you some gameplay of what you get when you scan in the Guardian. I'm going to do that several times because I hear that they're random drops of what you get, and I want to show everything that's possible with this Amiibo figure. Even though this is slated for a Switch release, this will also work on the Wii U version of your gamepad, and apparently it might work for some 3DS games in the future as well. We will wait and see about that. This box is absolutely insanely huge. This is the largest box for Amiibo figure I have ever seen, and I also really like the ground that they have here. It's probably just paper, but it looks wonderful displaying this Guardian Amiibo. If you want to keep this sealed, you need a lot of space. However, if you want to open it, you still need a lot of space. You can tell that this one's for the Switch release because there is some red little packaging here. Nintendo's going back to red, and that reminds me, of course, of the Switch packaging as well. It does say Breath of the Wild and the Zelda Guardian Amiibo up there, but this artwork looks spectacular. It looks really cool. On the back, it gives you a better idea of when you scan this in what you get. So adventure with Amiibo in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Score rare weapons and items to help you on your adventure. And this picture here is specific to this Amiibo figure. It looks like we're going to get some ancient items, likely items that you pick up from the Guardian figures. I don't want to talk about too many spoilers from the game, but getting some of those items are harder to do. It also mentions that these are fully adjustable legs. They can go straight or they can curve. So the original showcase of this Amiibo figure that I saw, I'm not sure if it was an E3 or a Nintendo event, they did say that this one's supposed to be adjustable, and it took some time. I mentioned that this is the most expensive Amiibo figure. In Canada, it's $30. In the States, I think it's $20. All of the Zelda Amiibo right now seem to be priced higher than any other Amiibo that have been released to date. I think that's because Nintendo is trying to capitalize on all of us with how we really want these Amiibo figures and how they're Zelda, so maybe we're willing to spend a little bit more money. Additionally, though, these figures have tremendous detail and obviously took a lot to design and a lot of care to design, so perhaps some of the additional cost is just strictly going from there because this is such a wonderfully made figure, and all of them are for Breath of the Wild. Okay. Even opening this guy is a task. There we go. That is a beast of an Amiibo. Alright, keep this packaging over to the side. It actually looks really cool. So there we have this Amiibo figure. For once, there's not very often are there any sort of ties with this guy. So I wonder if there's any sort of twist ties on this. Very difficult to get this guy out of the box, but we got him. That took a while. Move this plastic to the side. This, first of all, is the piece that you can use to display the figure if you're so inclined. So I'm sure you could probably prop this up. It looks like maybe you could prop it up, but the figure's quite heavy. It does come with one of those metallic little strips that goes underneath the Amiibo figure. So here is the Guardian. And his arms feel like they're rubber, and I'm almost wary of stretching them out. But you can stretch these out. But they are made of rubber. So overusing these guys might cause them to break over time, but you can display them in any pose that you want. The ground, the rubble underneath the Guardian, is concrete that looks like it's been damaged and destroyed. That looks very neat. The eye is blue, just like it is in game when it wakes up or turns on. It's glowing red, it looks like a little bit as well. And most of this looks like it should be rubber, and if it's not, it has a rubberized texture to it that kind of matches the arms. Guardians have 6 arms. It looks like they're spider-like mechanical creatures that roam everywhere in Breath of the Wild and are absolutely terrifying. We've got a gold base on the bottom for the Breath of the Wild Zelda series. So these arms, you can pose, you can turn them. They will break over time if you are not very careful with them. So I do want to urge you to be very careful with these guys. This guy is really huge and absolutely scary. This guy looks like a spider. It looks really cool. So if you're wondering, I'm going to scan this in on my Nintendo Switch and give you an idea of what this is in a moment, but I just want to measure him with my ruler to give you an idea of the size of this guy. In terms of inches, it looks like he's over 3 inches tall, and he's probably, his arms alone are really long. In terms of centimeters, let's go there next. So centimeters, he is roughly 8 centimeters tall. And one arm, I'm just going to straighten it and measure that to give you an approximate distance this guy could be in terms of diameter or radius. One arm is 3.5 inches. In terms of centimeters, that means it's about 8.5 centimeters. That is a very large figure. Let's extend this arm out as well, and I'll give you the full idea of size and scope of this character. That's one heck of a reach. So in terms of reach of this guy, in centimeters, we've got about 25 centimeters. Wow! Alright, so he's like 10 inches from tip to tip with his arms out and fully extended like that, if that's how you want to display him. He looks a little bit outlandish, a little crazy. So let's put him into a different pose slightly right here with these legs/arms that he uses to attack Link. Alright, I'm going to scan him in on my Nintendo Switch, and then we're going to see what you actually get in-game. In order to scan in Amiibo in Zelda Breath of the Wild, on the Nintendo Switch, I'm going to hit plus to bring up the menu. Then I'm going to hit R to move over to the system menu. Next, I'm going to scroll down to the options and click on Use Amiibo. I think traditionally this option is selected to Don't Use Amiibo, so if you select Use Amiibo, you can now use this as a rune within the game. I'm hitting up on the D-pad and I'm going to scroll over to the Amiibo functionality, and then I'm going to hit L. This will tell me to scan in an Amiibo on the NFC touchpoint. I'm holding the Guardian Amiibo now, and what scans in here will be 3 crates. One was kind of in the wall, but here we go. So first of all, let's see what we get from this chest. Ancient Core. This is one of the rarer items that you can get in Breath of the Wild. Next, I'm going to select my bomb, and I'm going to see if I can bomb open these crates. And we get an Ancient Shaft, Opal, Amber, another Opal, some arrows, a ruby, ancient gears as well, and an ancient screw. Most of those items are traditionally associated with catching guardians and killing them, or you can also search guardians that are no longer functional. We're going to do this again. Guardian Sword, a sword often wielded by Guardian Scouts. Critical hit. It's not very durable, though. And this time we got Ancient Battle Axe. Guardian Spear. Guardian Shield. A shield made with ancient Sheikah technology. It can deflect a Guardian Scout's beam. I got a diamond this time around. So diamond is very rare indeed. And topaz. Amber. An ancient gear. Giant Ancient Core, a giant energy crystal made using lost ancient technology. Cores this large are an extremely rare find. My experience of scanning in the Guardian Amiibo figure granted me some very rare items. I scanned it in over 30 times, and I randomly would obtain either a Guardian Sword, a Guardian Spear, Guardian Shield, Ancient Battle Axe, Ancient Core, or once a Giant Ancient Core. I read the little blurb about the Giant Ancient Core, and it said that it is incredibly rare, and I only saw it once in 30. I'm not sure if you're able to obtain Guardian Arrows of that sort with this, because I either had bad luck or I never saw them in the 30 times I scanned it in. Now, other items that you will get from this figure are very rare metal items, including diamonds, topaz, ruby, and sapphires, as well as some other more common things like opals. All in all, this is a very useful figure in-game to get those Guardian items, but also to get some of the rarest metal materials that exist. I would give this Guardian figure Probably a 10 out of 10 for being so unique, for being able to mold it into your design as you so choose, and for it scanning in some of the rarest items in Zelda Breath of the Wild. But please let me know what your thoughts are on this as a comment below. Do you like the posability, and do you like the fact that you can scan these in-game? Be sure to stay tuned. I will be unboxing the other Zelda figures and be scanning them in as well to show you what you can get in-game. Feel free to fill that like bucket, follow me on all the social media links in the description below the video, and remember, as always, go collect them all and keep smiling while gaming. Thanks for watching.